Okay guys, quick video just to show you how to properly change these buttons through Yukon. I've seen videos and stuff on YouTube and I'm like, man, they just seem like they're going about it all the wrong way. So I figured out how to do it, I guess the proper way, the easy way, instead of struggling. So anyways, first thing you're going to do, you're going to take something small, stick it in the hole there. Stick it in the hole over here on this side, and you'll feel like if you push one side, it'll pop, and then you'll have to kind of hold pressure on that side and then pop the other side, and then the airbag will come right off. Now I've already taken mine off, but on here, in order to remove the airbag, you just depress these little buttons right here, just like that, and you can see they're color coded. Now, everybody, like I said, just on YouTube, you do this at your own risk. Obviously, there's an airbag. Everybody's scared of it going off. Personally, I didn't even unplug my battery, even though everybody's going to cry about it, whatever. Hey, you do whatever you feel safe. Do it at your own risk. So, anyways, right here, this is, I believe, 13/16. So then, I use an impact. I got a 1/2-inch drive impact that I use. Takes that off no problem. So let me screw that off, and then you're just going to unclip this little clip right here for the steering wheel controls. It's going to be kind of hard to let me see if I can hold this with my chin. Oh, okay, let me pause the video. Okay, like I said, you just kind of unclip that pops out. Now this right here, you're just going to push this in and turn to the left, and it should disengage. It's kind of a little tricky, but come on. There it goes. Okay, so then this will pop out. You can see it's just a little spring, no big deal. That comes off with the steering wheel. Now this, I've taken the steering wheel. I have videos of changing things out, and I've never used a puller ever. So I don't know what the big deal is, but I just wiggle it back and forth, and then as you can see, let me pause it. Let me take this off. All right, so now it's off. I mean, it's really that simple. You know, there's a mark here. You can see right here. There's like a little indentation of where your steering wheel goes. If you're not sure, you're not confident, then take a picture or whatever, but you can see there's an arrow right there. You can see there's an arrow right there that points to that mark. So that's how you line your steering wheel back up. But anyway, so that's the first part. They're going to get the steering wheel off. Now I'm going to show you how to get some slack on these cables, these wires down here, as you can see, for the switches. Because right now there's no slack even with the steering wheel off. So hold on. Okay, so I never replaced those switches before, but I figured, hey, there's got to be a way to get back here. So all I did was I came back here and I seen these two bolts right here, and then I removed those. All right, so I got those out. Look, this comes right off. Simple. Now look at the wire. You have access to the wires. So see, this goes back here. I already had previously popped this out of this little groove, but you can move this. Now you have way more slack. You know, you just put everything back when you're done. But anyways, just wanted to show how to get some slack on those wires. Really not that difficult. What I'm doing is I'm changing my whole interior to blue LEDs. So now I'm up to these right here. I've been in the process. I kind of wish I would have videotaped everything. You know, but you know how it is. You get going on stuff and it is what it is. But I already changed all of these. And here. I did this. And then I had ordered this. I'm going to actually talk about that on another video. The cluster, it's already got the blue. It's kind of hard to see in the daytime, but I'll take video of everything at night when it's all done. You can't really see it now, but let me get this all done. But anyways, quick video about how to change those buttons out without struggling for hours. Once I get it done, I'll give another update. Okay guys, I'm gonna film me doing changing the LEDs on one of these buttons. I know I probably should have filmed everything, the whole dash and all that stuff, but sorry guys, I didn't. But I'm gonna show you this actually is way easier. I thought these buttons would be the hardest ones. It was actually super easy, but I'm gonna film all the way from removing it. I'm gonna show you how easy it is, and then to go ahead soldering it and slapping it back together. Gain some slack right here. I literally just push that from the back. Even though you have all this extra slack, I don't know how people were doing this without taking the wheel off and stuff. And there's a little tab right here that you have to get into. I'm not sure if you can see that very well. And there it is. It's out. The little tab. It's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, imagine if you have no slack, and I got all the extra slack, but there's just a little tab right here that you got to push in. Anyways, so let's move on to the bench. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. But anyways, you just got to take some screwdrivers, and this is honestly probably the most difficult part. You just got to get them apart. So what I did was I just slipped the screwdriver in one side, kind of already depressed it, and then let me grab my other little screwdriver over here. And I just kind of did the other side, and I just kind of finagled it open. This really is probably the most difficult part, because of course you don't want to break it. And there it came out. Now, when I pulled it apart, you could tell. See, it already had flipped. So this goes in there like that because it lines up. Okay, so I always remove everything and I leave everything the way it is. So that's like that. And then I'll pull the board out. You want to just leave this part. You don't want, I think those buttons might come out. I'm not sure, but I just left it just like that, in the same orientation. And then on this, what I did was I took a pen and I marked a little thing up here for the top. So I know that this goes to the top of how I have that orientated. Okay. So then here, you just need to pull, see, these are the bulbs right here. So actually, I'm sorry, let's pull this little piece out. And of course I align that the same way, everything pointing up. These are the little bulbs you need to replace with LEDs. So right here, I kind of just, on the first one, I just pulled this little plastic piece off. It just comes right off. Okay, and then there you can see the bulbs in where the soldering is. So let's pull both of these off. Piece of cake. Right, and I don't have a real good soldering iron. I've had this soldering iron for years. And this is just like a little butane soldering iron. I don't know why I had that pen in my hand. So let's go ahead and fire this up. This thing is so old. There it goes. But it works still. And it's kind of convenient. I need to get some new tips. Actually, I just need a whole new soldering iron. But anyway, so then I just, I'm going to take some pliers here. And I'm going to pull, because you can see it has excess wire on there. So then I'm going to just, so I can have a tug point. And I'm just going to heat that up to where it desolders. There's one side, piece of cake. And let's just do the other side. Oops. Just kind of slip the soldering iron in there to heat it up a little bit. Don't take much. And there it is, that one's out. This is why I marked it, because see, I'm moving this around, and so I know which way is the top. Because I don't know, it just kind of looks, it's hard to orientate it. It'd be easy to try to put it in backwards, and it's easier for me just to do that. Let's see here. It's kind of hard to get in there, but. Alright, that side's out. Come on now. Oops. Now I bought this kit from eBay, and I know I overpaid for it, but you know, it came with the little instructions or whatever, and could I figured it out? Yeah, I'm sure, but hey, whatever. Comes with all the LEDs, and these LEDs, they don't need resistors because they're built in, apparently, but they all work. And it's got a little guide right here, which you can kind of tell you for these buttons, but every little section that I did had a little guide on it. So even right here, so it tells you, so see, I already did this one. Actually, let's go ahead and turn this off. Now I'm doing this bottom one. So it tells you on the LED right here, so you can see that. See, it has a short side and a long side, so it tells you in the picture right here which side goes to which. And I hope it's right, because I'm going to solder this, put it all back together, slap it in, and hopefully it works. But so see, it tells you, okay, so the small side goes here, and the small side goes here. Right? So on this one, it was both at the top. So on this one, it's going to be one at the top and one at the bottom, which is kind of weird. But see, and you can go by the orientation off of this right here, that little brass piece or copper piece or whatever that is right there. So see, so it's the board's orientated like this, and then you just solder in the LED how it says. So how I did it was, so on the top one, this goes to the top. There's actually a little bit of solder on there already, so I just snuck it through. And I always did the small side first because that's the harder, it's much smaller. So let's go ahead and hopefully this is already still hot. So see, so I just heated that up a little bit right there. Heated up the solder that's already on there, just to kind of hold it in place. Oop. Actually, probably better if actually, this is how I did it on the other one. I put pressure on it right there. See, and it just heated the solder up around it. And boom, it's in there. So let's do the bottom part. So I'm about to add a little bit of solder, but see, now it's in there holding. So let me take my solder and then add a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. Oop. Got a little too much on there. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, so that one's orientated up. The small side at the top. Now this other one, we're going to do the small side at the bottom. So we're going to punch this one through here. And we're just going to do the same thing. Hopefully you guys are getting all this. So let's just heat this up. Kind of get it on there. Come on now. Oops, guess I moved it too quick. All right. I know I'm gonna get all kinds of haters saying, "You did a shitty solder job," or whatever. Hey, whatever. I ain't no professional. I'm just a guy in his shop in the backyard. So whatever. Haters gonna hate, right? As long as it works. It'd be nice if I had a better soldering iron, that's for sure. Let's add a little bit of solder to this other side here, just a tiny bit. That's probably it right there. All right, running out of butane. And that's it. I mean, see? Piece of cake. Oop. All right, so let's hope the guide is right. We know I marked a little mark that goes up. So then we're going to take this back on. Put this back on. It's got these little plungers that just kind of like go in these little holes right here. All right, so then we're just going to, well, let's see. This goes like this. Which is kind of weird. This is the same issue I had with the other one. Like the board, seems like it fits weird in there, but so I ended up having to put this side in first. I guess this just presses on that, so then, but it's orientated right because that's how I made sure. You just pop, just make sure that those pins don't get messed up. Man, see, it sure does seem like I do have this on wrong. Maybe I did screw it up, did I? Man, I'm over here making a video and I think I screwed it up. Let's see. Man, because that sure does feel like it fits together better. But, no, maybe not. But see, that's why I marked it, because it looks like it's so easy to get it backwards, you know? Maybe it's just a kind of a pain to get it on there. Oh, there it is. Well, looks like it's right. There it goes. Now it actually looks right. So I think I did have it right, but see how it goes kind of funky? That's why I marked it. And I almost second guessed myself, but it's back in there. Let me see if you can see the little pins in there. So let's come back over here to the steering wheel. See, and then what? You just line this back up, so make sure that the orientation is right. See, there's still not a lot of slack. So like I said, I don't know how these guys are doing this without getting at least what slack you can. All right. I said the other part was the most pain in the butt, but this probably is the most pain in the butt right here. But honestly, all you gotta do is get it lined up and then just kind of push it in there. Because you can actually, see, now it's in there. Just take a little screwdriver and just snap it in from the back. Because I know that it's not snapped in there. Or is it? Maybe it is. Oh no, definitely not. So you can see this is a pita. Alright. Actually, I got the other one in pretty easy. Of course, though, that's not the one I filmed, though, right? Oops, I'm bumping my camera. Maybe I should stick this in here now. Ah, dang it. Actually, this is putting something behind it is probably the best thing to do. Oh, I just heard it snap in there. So I could actually push this out and make sure. Now, oops. It's on this side. Yep, it's snapped in there now. So, alright, so those are done. I mean, you can see it wasn't really that difficult. I mean, I don't know, what did that take me, 15 minutes? I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to finish these up. And then I'll actually just continue it. Now, once I put everything together, we'll finish it up. Alright, I do want to point something out. Now, these right here on the top switches, they have this little plastic that's attached to this rubber, and I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to put everything back together, but I may have to end up taking it back out and cutting those. I don't know if it's going to make it look weird, different, or what, but I just figured I'd point that out. So we'll see. I'm going to have to wait till it gets dark to really take a good look. Alright, so I did want to point something out here at the very end. I was putting this switch together and it was kind of being a pain in the butt. But I did notice there was these little holes right here. Alright. They're already there. You see them. I don't know if you can see them very well, but you see that hole there. And there's just like, yeah, so you can kind of see them right there. Anyway, so I was having a little bit of trouble getting this in. And I thought, man, does that go all the way through? And I poked my little pry tool through it. And then it enables me to kind of hold that clip in the back. So let's see if it's going to help. But I think that's what those holes are there for. Let's see. Well, I think it just snapped in. Well, I would say that's what that hole's there for. Anyways, I finished up these two top sets. It literally took me like another, I don't know, 20 minutes at most. You know, and that's me just using these whatever tools. I mean, I ain't no professional. This was actually a pretty easy job. I did the rest of the lights. Like I said, I should have videotaped all of that stuff, but I didn't. But I'm gonna get everything back together, and then once it gets a little bit dark, I'm gonna turn everything on and see how it turned out. Hopefully everything works, because I just went by the guide. I'll leave a link to where I got this stuff. Like I said, I know it was overpriced, but hey, whatever it came. So I don't have to worry about testing polarity, all that stuff. It already says it in there. So I'll leave that in the description, and everybody just, we'll see what's going on, and I'll have a final video here in a few minutes. Well, actually, probably a couple hours. Well, here it is. It's nighttime. And I will say, it came out pretty good. I do like it. Of course, the dash. See over here. Kind of sucks there's only one bulb that does this light switch down here. I don't know, maybe I'll add another bulb or something, but I mean, I think it looks pretty good. I had a couple of lights burned out, like this one right here where you can see me covering it. That one was burned out. I had the on and off switches burned out. This one was burned out. There was a few burned out, so, but that's everything all together. I mean, see if I can move this a little bit to get a better angle, but looks pretty cool. Pretty happy with it. I may even end up doing these door handles right here. I don't know, we'll see. But came out pretty good. So anyways, just a video I threw together. I know I kind of threw a couple things, together. I didn't do the cluster. I had it programmed, so now all of that stuff works like I had showed before, which is awesome. So basically, like, the whole dash is like kind of complete. This is kind of like a greenish color right here. I did order some tint, some blue tint, and I'm gonna put some tint over this to see if I can maybe get that a little bit more blue. And I put white LEDs right here. I may switch those out and put blue ones on these two sides. It doesn't look bad, but I think it'll probably look a little bit better. But anyways, it was actually a pretty easy job to change all of these out. It wasn't really that bad. I mean, I would say anybody could pretty much do it as long as you have a little bit of skill. Soldering iron, a couple screwdrivers, really not that big of a deal. Anyways, hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. I'll put in the description, I'll put where I got the gauge cluster. I paid $250 for that, and I paid $100 for all the LED lights and basically like a little write-up how to do it. So I'll put that in the description. Anyway, signing off. Everybody have a good evening. Peace.